Welcome back to more Toronto. I'm getting ready for another flight. On today's video, I'm gonna be doing a get ready with me and a Q&A that no one asked for. I'm asking myself these questions. Can you stop laughing in the back? I have many fans, alright? Leah is watching, okay? Like a little Q&A / get ready with me. Sunscreen is very important, especially being up in the air. There's a lot of UV and I'm not trying to get wrinkles. Today I'm flying to Ballina Byron Bay and Gold Coast. So that's 4 flights today. Sign-on is in an hour and a half. So I've got 30 minutes to get ready and go. I have all the questions here on my phone. I have 4 questions to ask myself. The first question being, how did you become cabin crew? Very interesting. How did I become cabin crew? Well, my journey started back in high school. I always knew I wanted to be... Can you open this? It's so slippery. I always knew I wanted to be a flight attendant when I was young. And I kind of locked into that, that career when I was like probably actually no, let me go back to high school. So back in high school, I knew that I didn't want to go to uni or anything because I remember specifically when, I think it was during year 11 or 12, like there was a big book that basically had, when you get your ATAR, you receive like points, and then those points, the ATAR would lead you to like a uni and what kind of degree you want to get out of. And I was looking through that book and nothing interested me, like, you know, I wasn't interested in any of the qualifications. So I actually did non-ATAR in years 11 and 12, but I did bludge, but I also didn't. I got a lot of, I did a lot of vet courses. So I did business services, I did retail, I did hospitality, I also did nursing in aged care. So I did lots of work placement in my year 11, 12. I was literally working for free, but it was a good experience, and doing those work placement experiences made me realize that I didn't want to go into any of those career pathways. Like, thank goodness I did it, because I knew before graduating. And then I think I really wanted to be a flight attendant ever since I was young. But I thought to myself, I don't think I'm gonna make it. But I kind of locked in after, I think original plan was to be a nurse, but I did the work placement for nursing, especially aged care. And it was just really hard, like mentally draining, and it's a hard job. Even physically, mentally, it was too much for me, so I didn't go with that. So after, when I graduated high school, I got my HSC, and I wasn't 18 at that time, so all I did was just work at a few jobs here and there. I can actually talk about in another video what kind of jobs I've done before being cabin crew. I feel like that's also a fun video. We'll save that then. But yeah, I did apply to another airline before I started at Jetstar, but I didn't pass the interview. But then I passed this airline's interview and I got through. And I started the ground school back in, what's the month before October? September? Yeah, I started ground school September 2019, and that was 6 weeks worth of training. It was pretty hardcore, and I think it still is, to be honest, because you're learning a lot in those 6 weeks. And I remember during the last 2 weeks we'd just get there'd be exams, and it was like a 80% pass rate. That was the most I've ever studied in my whole life, because I really wanted to pass. Like, I don't want to do the ground school again. There was a lot of early and late starts, but it was a good experience. And yeah, I passed, graduated late 2019, and then I started flying. But unfortunately, I had only 3 months of normal flying until the world went into lockdown. So my dreams, just as I started flying, they were a bit crushed by COVID. When lockdown started, luckily I had my other job, so I did get job seeker payment. If not, I only started as a casual, and till this day I am still a casual. So that explains why I'm able to have so many jobs and still do this job at the same time. But yeah, lockdown started. I didn't fly properly for about a year or two. I think I flew, but the passenger loads, there'd be like 5 out of how many can the aircraft hold? Like 180 or 230 on board. It was crazy. It was just like a different world back then. But yeah, that's how I became cabin crew, if that answered the question. I think I was blabbing for a long time. The next question is, what's the hardest part about flying? Ooh, that's an interesting question. Okay, to be honest with you, the hardest part about flying is when you first start, because your body isn't accumulating to be in the air for that long. And I remember when I first started, I was just really exhausted. Physically, my body couldn't really keep up. Like, especially doing the early shifts, waking up at 3:30 a.m. in the morning to be there for a 5 a.m. sign on, finishing at like 2 in the afternoon. I'd come home and I'd crash. And then you do it all over again the next day. I think the hours can be quite challenging, even as a domestic flight attendant, but I think international would be hard as well. But I think once you understand how to work your schedule around the hours and the times, it gets easier by experience. But yeah, I think that's one of the hardest part about flying, is just adjusting your body to working in the air, you know. It's very different from working in the office than working in the air. But it's a great experience. I don't think they added this question, but they should have added this, but I'm going to ask myself this. But I want to ask, what is the greatest part about flying? I think the greatest part about this job is that every time I sign on, I'm there for work, I'm there to fly, I'm there to operate, and every time I sign off, I'm done for the day. I never, and I have learnt, not never, but I rarely take what happened at work home with me. Like, once I leave that aircraft door, I'm done for the day. And it's good, because you don't take a lot of unnecessary stuff home with you. Like, it's not that stressful, because everything happens on board stays on board, you know. You don't bring it home with you. And I think that's the beauty about this job, is that it doesn't creep up on you at home, you know. So yeah, and like seeing people's faces when they travel and how excited they get, it's a nice feeling as well. Okay, next question. How do you stay healthy? Oh my goodness. How do I stay healthy? Just have to balance and have an active lifestyle pretty much. Not just like going to the gym or doing physical stuff, but actually socializing and going outside for fresh air, because it does get mentally draining to not put on a facade, but like, you know, do your job duty as a flight attendant, having great customer service, making the passengers' travel experience the best you can possibly. So yeah, it does get mentally draining, so you definitely need to have a balanced lifestyle. I think that's why I fell in love with the practice of yoga. I feel like that's my yin to my yang. What? Did you say ill? I can explain more depth of how my yoga journey started in another video, but today is just a short Q&A. Okay, next. Actually, I need to do my makeup. Let me stop blabbing and then we'll continue, because I keep blabbing for too long. Next question, best and worst destination. I'll quickly answer this. As cabin crew, I think the best. I don't know, all good. Depends on the day, to be honest. There's no best and worst. I feel like I'm just really... I think one of the best ones are probably international, because we don't need to clean. Worst, probably Melbourne. I only say Melbourne because if you know, you know. Only flight attendants will know that the Sydney to Melbourne or Melbourne to Sydney route is a bit cray-cray. But yeah, that's it. I think I need to go soon, guys, so I will probably continue this video another time. And answer more questions when I get the chance to, and when I'm more organized. Do you have any questions you would like to ask me? Because I can't think of any more. A bonus question. Anything about being cabin crew? You can ask a bonus question.
Do you get free flights?
I don't get free flights. No, I don't. Yes and no. They're called standby tickets, guys. Having staff travel. It is a free flight, but it's very discounted. And they're standby tickets, so if the flight is full, you won't get on. You don't always get on, but yes. Yes and no, we do get free flights. If you guys enjoyed that video, and see you another time. If anyone has any video ideas, please let me know, and I'm happy to do them. But for now, I'm just posting whatever I think will be interesting for people to watch. And yeah, I'll see you guys all soon, and have a great Easter. Bye.